high quality of the video that is being done over here. That is going to, no, all this fine. If it's fine with you, I feel comfortable. Alright, who has got any interest looking at the dark night sky? You? You normally look at the sky?
Yes, sir.
And when you look at the sky, what do you see?
Stars.
Stars, moon, and anything else? Clouds sometime when it's cloudy, but let's talk of some time when it's not cloudy. When it is pretty clear. What do you see when you look at the night sky? You look at the planets as well. Anyone who has ever seen a planet with your own eye?
No, sir.
You know you can look at the planets even without this telescope over here. I'm going to present this telescope in a while, but before I present the telescope, let me tell you of a very interesting fact. You know that we live in a solar system. We are a part of the solar system. And we are the third planet from the Sun. The first two are Mercury and Venus. Which is the hottest planet?
Venus.
Venus. We already discussed that. And Venus is visible to the naked eye even without the help of the telescope. You must have seen, we call it the morning star and the evening star. It is the brightest star. People normally think that it is a star. It is the brightest star, and that's not a star, that's planet Venus. And how can we say, I hope that the camera is towards me because you are looking at me. So
yes, sir.
If I am moving, I hope because it will be documented, I have to send it somewhere. I hope the people in the ministry like it. And they issue you a telescope because what we are really struggling is that a telescope should be issued to Imcg Korang as well. It is coming to our college, but we are making sure that it comes over there because there are so many people who are interested in getting the telescope. So that's called the planet Venus. Now, there is another planet that we can see with our naked eye, and that's Mars. And the third one is Jupiter. So Venus, Mars, and Jupiter, these are the three planets we can easily witness if we know how to distinguish a planet from a star. I will give you an idea how when next time you look at the night sky, how you can distinguish between a planet and a star. Of course, Venus is very easy to spot. It's the brightest looking object in the sky after the moon. After the moon, the brightest, let's say star, for common sense, for the brightest star in the sky is actually not a star, it's planet Venus. Now this one is done. But how can we spot Mars and Jupiter? Jupiter is pretty big, but it's so far away, it looks like a star. The distinguishing feature of a star is that the light from a star, if you keep on looking at a star, it will feel as if it is twinkling, right? The light is so far away, it comes from such distances, light years, that the light loses the bandwidth. So it feels as if it is twinkling, although the light is not static. So there is a lot of radioactivity that is going on, that's one of the reasons. The light from a star is never static. It's never static. But the light from a planet is always going to be pretty static. If you keep on looking at a planet, the light will not dwindle. We call it dwindling. The light will stay stable. It will always stay stable, just like the moon. If you keep on looking at the moon, you will not see it twinkling. It's stable. So, any stable light from a star-looking object is actually not a star. It's a planet. So, Mars, Jupiter, and Venus, these are the three planets we can see with our naked eye. But what about the rest of them? The rest of them you need a telescope. Even looking at the Jupiter and Mars, you need a telescope. Here is the telescope. And here is a camera. With the camera, I'll tell you why I got the camera over here. Although this is a camera I have already given to Imcg Korang. as a part of my good gesture to you guys, because I'm pretty much sure you have a dramatic activity or any activity. Because congratulations to you, by the way. I heard that you have won a prize over there in IST. So you can use this for your activities as well, and as your principal and vice principal tell you. But we can also use it for stargazing as well. But the thing is that we need proper info with that. So we will use it with the telescope today. I'm going to show you how to use the telescope, because some of you will be coming in the evening to the college and you'll be looking at the telescope. Let me show you the telescope. This is a primary telescope. When we say primary, it doesn't mean that it is a rudimentary telescope. It has got quite sensitive lenses, and we can easily look at the moon with this telescope. This is a tripod stand. Once we get this stand ready and fixed, then we have got the main body of the telescope. We are going to fix the main body with the tripod stand like this. So the way that I am fixing it right now, it will stay like this, because then you need not to fix it again in the evening. It will be something like this. Right now this one is fixed pretty much. Now I'll remove the cover. This has got the main lens over here, the primary lens is over there, and then we can adjust this tube with this knob. Then we are going to this thing over here. You know the images that we process in our eyes right now, my eyes are looking at you in an inverted mode. It is because of the image that is created at the back, then something happens, because I am not a professor of physics. You guys must know that then the mind inverts the image, and this is what this thing does. It inverts the image. I am going to fix this thing over here. Now this thing is pretty much set. I am going to remove the cover. Now these two covers are removed, the front one and the eyepiece. I remove it. We only remove it when we are about to view something, because the lenses are so sensitive, it's not easy to clean them, so dust can accumulate on the lens. Now we have got lenses which are quite protected over here in this cap. First one, the first lens, and this is going to be of a lot of interest to you, is used for moon viewing. Look at the moon. And you can see this is quite a big one. This is basically 20 mm. So this is a 20 mm lens. So this is quite complicated. I mean, it really makes the moon look quite big. 3 times the size. What is in front of it is, I am taking it out so that you should know what green thing is over here. This is without the cover. This is the protected lens. This is the ultraviolet coated lens over here, the green lens. It really stops the ultraviolet radiation enter into your eyes through this telescope. So it's more like a sunglasses to your eye. You should not even look at a full lit moon with your naked eye, because the moon is reflecting the sun's light. So you should not look at the moon directly for more than 3 to 4 seconds. Never. Okay? So the moon viewing is mostly done with this lens, so that your eye, either if you keep on looking at the moon for 5 minutes, it will have no negative effect on your eye. So I am going to put this back like this. Now this lens is ready. Once this lens is ready, now this is important, because you will find the telescope being fixed like this. All you have to do is insert this piece over here. Now it is done, it is fixed, and it is ready to view. Now what I will do is that now becomes a bit challenging part. what you have to do is you have to bring, because moon is quite big, but you will find out that even getting a thing as big as the moon focused in a telescope is a bit challenging. First, you have to be in line of sight. It's very easy to say there's a moon, now it should be in line of sight, but you have to move it a bit, right? As soon as it is in the line of sight, you stop it there, and the table on which the telescope is, for example, this is quite a good table because it's not moving, it's stable, no vibrations, and nobody should stand even near it. No one should have the hands on the table so that it doesn't move. Nobody moves, even you don't touch the table. Then you come over here and then you view. You keep on viewing because it magnifies moon so much, you can easily see in the telescope the way the moon is moving. It's not the moon that is moving, the earth is rotating. You can feel the rotation of the earth through the telescope when you see easily the moon is moving out of the lens. Then you have to make certain adjustments as the moon is moving, the way the moon is moving, right? So it's pretty much set. Now you're only concerned with this lens, which I've already put in. But in order to tell you more that we have another lens, this one, we won't be needing this one because that's basically for the planets. It looks quite small, really smaller than that one, but it has got more resolution. We won't be needing this. We put it back. And then there is another thing that we won't be needing, that is for viewing the planets, and that is multiplying the resolution of the lens 1.5 times. So this is 1.5 times eyepiece. There is another cover, because anything that has got optics in it, you have to cover it so that dust doesn't go inside. I'm going to take this one out. This piece is for viewing the planets. And that's on specific dates. So it has got the resolution multiplied by 1.5, right? But for today, tonight, you won't be needing this. You will be only needing this, which is already set. The green lens is also set. We only put this in here. This thing is set. The only thing we need to do is just focus. Just like in a microscope. Now, I tell you, with some, this is the camera, digital camera, but even with the digital camera, you can experiment with viewing the full moon. How you can do that? This digital camera has got image stabilization. That is over here. I am telling you this so that when you work on this camera is with you. It is yours now because I have given it to the college. So whenever you experiment with this camera, you should know this thing. I will switch it on. Now the functions that it has got. For example, if you want to view it, view the moon. If you want to make the video of the close-up of the moon, you will come over here. You see, different modes are coming over here. So this is the video scene. Now this is the night mode, in which what it will do is that it will cancel out any ambient light that is around all the lights of the homes and stuff like that, so that which can distract, and it is only going to focus on the main light source, which is going to be the full moon, right? So what you do is that once you put it in the ambient mode, you put it like I am looking at the moon right now, then I put it like this, I just put the moon in view and then I start the recording. Once I start the recording, first of course I am going to focus it the way that I want to focus it, because this is quite a high resolution camera and it cancels out any and everything that is not a part of the visible light flow. The real concept of this was that I wanted that the girls of first year and second year who do presentations and stuff like that, they should have something, because you are not allowed to bring mobile phones to the college. So when anyone is giving a presentation or doing something and you want to know how well you are doing, you can just put it over here. For example, I am giving a presentation over here, I am going to put it over here on record mode, and then I can give the presentation, or I can do a dramatic activity or something. Then the other girl is going to stop recording, and then I will know how I have done, and I can just play it, and I can just look at what I have done, how I can improve myself. So the main idea of giving this camera to your college was that you use it. So my request to you is use it. It should not stay just in a cupboard. So it is with the principle, and you should use it as much as you can. Don't worry, even if it breaks, don't worry. Because this is something that I want that the girls should be working with. Things are meant to be broken. If they are not falling down, they won't break, right? It has got, let me see, image stabilization. When you are looking at the moon, if you are looking at the moon with this camera, there is image stabilization over here and the night mode. So the way the telescope has been set, you can easily set this along with the telescope, and then you can record as much as you can. So you can have a close-up of that. So you can work in tandem. But important thing, whenever you are looking through a telescope, is you shouldn't be able to touch the table. Only the telescope is resting, because that is going to distort the images. Step 1, go to image stabilization. This is image stabilization. It's already given at the bottom as well. Once you go with image stabilization, then you come to the night mode. I set it to the night mode. Then when this one is set, now I come to auto record. Once it is in the auto record, it is going to record everything that it needs to in the absence of ambient light. And ambient light is the light which you do not require. So the night visions that are used, they filter out the ambient light. So this is what it does. So you can use this thing, you can use this thing, it depends on you. It can be used in a variety of ways, and both things will be available over here. This is my own telescope. Your own telescope that is coming, it's a bit big, but you will see that the image that you get out of this one is going to be pretty clear, and perhaps the telescope that is coming to you will not have a green filter, and that green filter is really required. Yes, any questions please? Anyone with any question? I can show this around in